Today we're talking about why projects fail. Why do projects fail? There are over 1,000 reasons why projects fail. But one of the reasons we want to talk about is two stuffs. We have the issue of critical dependency. So what that means is that we have things like a strong founding team. If you look at the EOS project, one of the reasons why the EOS project is getting a lot of attention is Dan Larima, a very good programmer, built BitShares, built Steemit, great guy. That is a strong founding team. So you talk about EOS, Dan Larima. Ethereum, you talk about Vitalik. There are many people but talk about Vitalik. You talk about Neo Dang Hongfei. So these are the strong founding team. Now, why I'm bringing this is because I studied a pattern in Nigeria. And many of the churches, not only in Nigeria, many of the churches whose founder have died. You talk about the Methodist Church. You talk about the William Booth, the Salvation Army. You talk about many of these platforms in Nigeria, in many of these stores. Immediately, their founders, as soon as there's a dismiss of their founders, the original blueprint or the state of affairs of such organization begin to dwindle down. The things that were not once acceptable now become acceptable. I'm talking about the religious. I'm using the religious circle to actually tell you. So when you are investing in a project, it applies to every life is connected. It applies to every aspect. When you are investing in a project, please be very, very careful of the team. If the team is dependent on one person, what about if something happens and the person leaves? Maybe the person dies. Or something happens. Maybe the person commits a crime and is sent to jail. What happens to the project? The project is going to die? We want to look at a strong founding team, not one individual. Please. So we have the strong founding team. Then that thing again is the innovation gap. So you're talking about a project. Why project phase? Okay, well, the reason why we are this company, the reason why we're not improving, the reason why we are still like this is because of this, because of that, and we need this. We want to be very, very careful with innovation gap. So a platform is supposed to be allocating special resources or a special team for research and innovation. So you want to consider the innovation gap. If the time taken for the innovation to actually happen is too long, there is the possibility that that project is going to die. So you have the strong founding team. The next thing is a strong leadership team. You can found a team, but the question is, after founding the team, the leadership. How is the leadership structured? Are there things like board of directors? If you watch many of these blockchain projects, you usually have a founding team. That is all. There is nothing like board of directors. The reason why we have board of directors is that if you are a CEO, you are checkmate. There is someone to checkmate you. And you know that. So you want to be very, very careful about the leadership team. Are there board of directors? Are there stakeholders? That is why all these platforms, and that is where blockchain has not really gotten into. When people invest in projects, ICOs, all they have is tokens. They don't have most times just like stakeholders in decentralized world, power in decision making. and it's a really bad one. If you look at Bitcoin, for example, one of the critical dependency of Bitcoin is the SHA-256 algorithm. Immediately that algorithm is broken, nobody has been able to break it. Immediately, even the best hackers, talking about billions of dollars in Bitcoin, immediately it is broken, it's gone. That is the critical dependency of the system. And then that critical dependency of the Bitcoin network is it has no central leadership. So nobody controls it. And it's a very good one. It's also a bad one. Then when you look at many of these platforms, failures, like you have the Tezos project. Nobody knows anything about the Tezos ICO. Great project, raised millions of dollars. And then there was infighting. You see? So these are some of the things you want to consider when you are investing in project. Don't invest in a project that is built around one man. And before I end this video, I'll talk about Mohamed Salah. Now, as you already know, maybe you're the type who you like watching football. There was the match that actually happened where Liverpool lost in a recent Champions League final, where Liverpool lost to Real Madrid. And if you watch the game carefully, the pressure was on Real Madrid until this guy left the pitch due to injury. There are many circumstances talk about the injury and all that. What actually happened, what I discovered from the game, is that you don't build a team around one person. He left the pitch because of an injury. He could not play anymore. And the person that was brought in could not fill his place. And the coach had no one in the substitutes to actually be able to take his place. And there was no one inside the pitch that was able to take his place. So what actually happened? They lost. They lost. Though the goalkeeper made some mistakes and all that. But the whole bottom line of this story, why I'm bringing this to you, is simple. That when you are building a team, don't build the project around one man. It also happens in businesses. When you have employees, don't build your business around few customers or few employees. The reason why you see a lot of people go out of business is they just have maybe one or two customers who are key stakeholders, and immediately the customers take a decision that is negative, it automatically affects their business. Or you have employees, they are so much stronghold in the business that immediately they decide to leave, or they influence decisions like, well, I'm leaving, you have to raise my pay, or I'm leaving. Immediately they leave, the business starts dwindling down. So you don't build something around one person. So when you are making investments, you want to be very careful of the investments you make. Is it built around one person? So guys, that is all I have to say about this platform, about this why projects fail. Do have a very good day.